St. Pete, Florida, about to head back to Miami. So, Shelter here.
Bye, Steve. Have a good flight.
See you later. So, we're going to do an IFR flight down to Miami from St. Pete. Look at this ground crew. One of the best ground crews I've ever dealt with.
St. Pete Tower Information Alpha. 21530 Zulu observation. Wind 110 at 7. Visibility 10. View clouds at 3000. View 5500. Temperature 28. Dew point 23. Mount altimeter 3010. Visual approach runway 18 left in use. Air carrier aircraft can expect a North Bay visual runway 18 left for noise abatement. Advise initial contact. You have information Alpha.
All right, we have Alpha. And St. Pete ground, good afternoon, November 851 Tango Bravo over at Shelter with Alpha, looking to pick up IFR.
TBM 851 Tango Bravo, St. Pete ground, good afternoon, clear to Opelika Airport as filed on departure, flight heading 200, maintain 1,600, expect flight level 190, 10 minutes after departure. Departure frequency 118.8, squawk 4644.
Clear down to Opelika, Florida as filed. We'll maintain 200 on the heading, 1,600 feet on departure, 190, 10 minutes after that, 18.8 on departure frequency, and 4644 in the box for 851 Tango Bravo.
TBM 1 Tango Bravo, read back correct, confirm initial heading 200.
Affirmative, 200 on the initial heading, 851 Tango Bravo.
Yeah, 1 Tango Bravo, roger, and advisory taxi with Alpha.
Roger, thank you. Alrighty, we'll start the engine up here and be on our way. Welcome aboard, guys. Got a nice start there. Nice cool start. We're here for about 2 hours. Dropped off some people. Went to Longhorn Steakhouse. Had a little dinner. Now we're gonna go back to Miami. And St. Pete ground, November 851 Tango Bravo over at Shelter with Alpha Ray Taxi.
TBM 1 Tango Bravo, runway 18 left, taxi via Alpha.
18 left via Alpha, 851 Tango Bravo. Thanks. All right, we are leaving Shelter here. They do a really good job here at St. Petersburg, Florida, Shelter. They work efficient and they're real friendly and nice here. So we are going to be going down to Opelika, Florida. We have been cleared. We're going to go up to 1,600 feet on the departure and turn to a heading of 200 is what we've been cleared. Then we're going to expect flight level 190, 10 minutes after that. And as filed in our routing today is we're going to go direct to RSW, which is Fort Myers. And then we're going to go Cubic intersection, and it's going to be basically the Jingle 4 arrival is what we're going to be our routing. We do have some storms around this area today. And this is an IFR flight, which is an instrument flight, so we're going to have, we're going to be in IMC conditions, I think, for the majority of the flight, which will be, where we can't see out the windows, relying on our instruments. I don't know if you guys can see right down here, there is a big cell just even right off to the east here. But that will not be a factor because we're going to be departing to the southwest. We normally don't fly this late at in the day that often and bring you guys along. Usually it's in the middle of the day is when I'm bringing you guys, but it is currently almost coming up on 7 p.m. I just hope it doesn't get too dark where the GoPro is not able to register the lighting, because the GoPros are not very good in the dark. We'll go over to Tower here. We're coming up at the runway. And St. Pete Tower, good evening. November 851 Tango Bravo with you, holding short of 18 left.
November 851 Tango Bravo, St. Pete Tower.
Hold short, runway 18 left.
We're going to hold short of 18 left, 851 Tango Bravo. So it sounds like we have 2 people coming into land, so we might be holding short here for a few minutes. So how's everybody been doing? Good? Good, glad to hear. I am doing good myself, can't complain. Just got back from a nice hiking trip with my father out in Glacier National Park, which was amazing. And now I'm back down here in South Florida, flying airplanes around.
TBM 1 Tango Bravo, runway 18 left, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, 18 left, 851 Tango Bravo.
Coast Air 1503, runway 18 left, clear to land.
Clear to land, 18 left.
Alright, we are clear for takeoff, runway 18 left. Got a Coast Guard C-130 on final, about 3 or 4 mile final out there. Coast Guard's really got a big base here. They stay pretty busy out of Clearwater here. So here we go, easing it up on the prop governor. There it is. Once it's up on the prop governor, we can advance the power for torque for takeoff. And oil pressure, temperature's all in the green. We have a nice little stiff crosswind here out of the left side. Gears in transition coming up.
260, you have the C-130 inside on a 3 mile final, 1,100.
Gears up. And we'll start our turn to 200 on the heading here.
Cessna 260 Tower, you have the C-130
The
inside.
flaps up, and we got our yaw dampener on.
Traffic side of the C-130, 260.
260,
1,000 feet to go.
2 behind the C-130.
1,600 feet is where we're going to level out at. We'll put the autopilot on and
now 260.
climb in IAS mode, indicate airspeed mode.
Clear to land, 18 left, 260.
TBM 1 Tango Bravo, contact Tampa departure.
For departure, have a good evening. 1 Tango Bravo.
See ya. Silver Wings 59, descend and maintain 7,000.
Going to 850 mode here so we can advance the
Southwest 509er, descend and
torque all up
maintain
to
1,000.
13.5, descending 1,000.
21%.
Intentional aircraft hotels now current for Tampa International.
And Tampa, November 851 Tango Bravo with you, 1,600 feet.
November 851 Tango Bravo, Tampa departure, ident, climb and maintain 12,000, 12,000.
There's your flash up to 12,000, 1 Tango Bravo. So he wanted us to ident, so on the transponder we hit the ident button. That gives you a little flash on his radar, shows us right where we're at.
35, you want us to go down or give us Bravo clearance?
And we've been cleared up to 12,000, so we can now leave 1,600 feet.
November 1 Tango Bravo, radar contact 6 southwest of the St. Pete Clearwater Airport, turn left heading 180.
Rider position checks and 180 on the heading, 1 Tango Bravo.
Southwest 3208, 1 able, clear direct Finke, 1 navigation and advise.
St. Pete, South 3228, we'll let you know.
And we are climbing out at 3,000 feet a minute. Yeah, the sun is starting to set out there over the Gulf of Mexico. Once the airspeed bleeds off to either right on 140 to 130 knots, that's when I'll then push the IAS button to climb in indicated airspeed mode. Right now we're in vertical speed mode, but you're in the risk. You could risk stalling the plane if you don't pay attention, because it'll pitch for 3,000 feet a minute no matter what. So your airspeed will bleed off. So right now we're we're coming at 130 knots.
Roger. November 1 Tango Bravo, turn left heading 150.
150, 1 Tango Bravo. So there's 130 knots, IS mode. Now it's going to just pitch for 130 knots on the airspeed, and it's going to climb however good it can climb all the way up at 130 knots. Now you don't have to worry about stalling it anymore.
Radar contact. Say again about further left.
Yeah, we can come about.
And we'll turn the inertial separator off. That's the light right here. Now we're getting more air into our intake, which is going to give you a cooler engine temperature. And it's going to let you get a little more power out of the plane.
0.75. TBM 1 Tango Bravo, contact Miami Center 132.35.
3235, 1 Tango Bravo. Have a good day.
Good day. Southwest 509er, descend and maintain.
And Miami, good evening. November 851 Tango Bravo with you, 8,000 for 12,000, 150 heading.
Number 51 Tango Bravo, Miami Center, and just verify the altitude you said you're climbing to.
We're at 8,500 for 12,000 for 851 Tango Bravo.
Number 51 Tango Bravo, Miami Center, climbing same flight level 190.
Alright, thanks for that. Up to 190, 1 Tango Bravo.
1 Tango Bravo, small area, moderate precipitation, 12 o'clock, 10 miles, 5 miles along your route. If you need deviations, advise, please.
Alright, thanks for the heads up, 1 Tango Bravo.
United 1644 to center maintain 155.
Alright, so we
have
some weather out there. I think we'll be passing just to the east of it.
1644, contact Miami Center 127.2.
Out of 10,000 feet, we'll do our climb checks. So I'm going to show you guys a little bit about the pressurization system. A lot of you guys have asked in the past about the pressurization and how it works. I'll show you right now. So this is your environmental control system panel along with your pressurization. Now this is your gauge that tells you your cabin altitude is that needle there, your PSI for the pressure of the cabin, and then this is your rate descent for your cabin rate of descent indicator. So right now we're going to turn our pressurization up. We've been cleared to go up to 190, 19,000 feet. So the inside numbers in this little window here is your altitude. And then this little triangle is what you use for reference, and then the outside is what you set for your landing of your altitude of your airport. So this is sea level, 1,000 feet, 2,000, 3,000. So right now, as we're climbing, we're going to ignore the outside numbers. We're going to look at the inside numbers. So as we've been cleared up to 190, we are going to turn this 1,000 feet above our assigned altitude. So right there's 17,000, 18,000. So right there, 19 is right in that area for 19,000 feet. So since we're going to 19, we're going to set it right at 20,000, right there. So that'll be, and then now that we set that, you'll see our cabin climb is climbing up as the pressurization there. So that is how you set your pressurization. And then when we come back down to land, we then look at the outside numbers. And since Miami is practically sea level, it is 8 feet elevation. We'll go 500 feet above sea level, or 8 feet, which would be 508 feet is where we'll set our pressurization for landing. That way, your cabin will depressurize right as you're about to touch down. So that right there is how pressurization works.
Number 1 Tango Bravo, direct portal, join the Jingle 4 arrival to Opelika.
Direct portal, Jingle 4, 851 Tango Bravo. Alright, so we can clear direct to portal. So we'll go to flight plan, cursor down to portal, direct, enter. Enter. Now there's our course to portal.
Number 3 Quebec Sierra.
Come up here, we're in heading mode, we can now go to nav mode.
And then expect routing.
And now the airplane is going to turn
once I get you clear
and fly direct to portal. We're going through these cloud layers right now. Going on up to at 17,500 for 190. And here's another thing. As you go through 180, that's when altitudes become flight levels. So we're about to go through 18,000 feet. That's now when you go 2992 on your altimeter. So we're currently 3010 is our altimeter setting in St. Pete. Now that we're going into the flight levels, you can push the button and you go to 2992. So all jets and all airplanes that go up into the flight levels, which begin at 18,000 feet, all put 2992 in their altimeter, so everybody is spaced out evenly, and nobody will run into each other.
156 heavy mountain center, moderate extreme precipitation, 12 o'clock.
All right, so I know that was a lot of information I just gave you guys, but I hope you understood it.
156, moderate extreme precipitation, 12 o'clock. 30 miles, 100 miles along your route. If you need deviations, advise.
Here we are, we're leveling out at flight level 190, 19,000 feet. So we'll look at the, let's see, look, there's some big old storms. Look at these storms out here today. Thankfully, our route is looking pretty clear. But we has Some big storms out to the east and out to the west. Our route's going to take us right down the west coast of Florida and then straight over on the Jingle 4 arrival into Miami. And now that we've leveled out and we've gained our momentum, we can cruise the airplane out.
Yeah, 220's turn left direct.
So we're going to get the power pulled back just a little bit. Now we're going to pull the prop RPM back.
Maintain flight level 23.
Around 1850 revolutions per minute.
220 approved. When able, proceed direct Cypress.
This is what I like.
Precipitation scattered for another 40 miles.
All right, thank you for that. We're climbing to 230. When able, direct Cypress, American 220.
There we go. Well, I got some really good news about Staniel Key, Bahamas. For those of you that follow my channel, I don't know how many months ago this has been now, 6-7 months ago, they closed Staniel Key, and I fly caravans for a yacht club into Staniel Key, and part-time, and they closed the airport down like about 7 months ago. Just recently, they finally got the contract and the bid. And
1 Tango Bravo, contact Miami Center 132.4, 32.4, have a nice night.
32.4, thanks, have a good evening, 1 Tango Bravo. And Miami, good evening, November 851 Tango Bravo with you 190, direct Fortal.
November 851 Tango Bravo, Miami Center.
So what was I saying? So anyway, we're very happy to announce that Staniel Key was closed down, the airport, about 7 months ago, I would say. And they just recently started, they brought in all these bulldozers on a big barge and all this heavy equipment. They're repaving the whole ramp, the whole runway. They're going to have turnarounds now at the end of the, it's just one small runway, 2,700 feet. They're going to have turnarounds now at the end of each runway, and it's projected to be finished in 12 more weeks.
Number 513, Mike.
So,
contact Miami approach 1.
Those of you that have been following my channel, you know that it's been closed. And we've been going into Black Point, which is right next door to Black Point, Staniel Key. And Black Point has been a good airport to me. I've enjoyed it a lot. I got to admit, I've never had a bad landing at Black Point. Go figure. It's weird how it is with different airports. There's some airports I cannot get a nice, good landing out of it for nothing. I don't know if it's like the terrain and the elevation change of the runways or what it is, but some airports, I have the hardest time trying to grease in my landings. And then there's other airports, it's like there's no doubt that I know I can grease it in every time.
We're 9er, take off.
So tell me how that works, I don't know.
3.5. That's correct. Roger.
One airport that I cannot, for the life of me, grease my landings in is Great Harbor in the Bahamas. I don't know what it is about that airport, it eludes me. That and Treasure Key, Bahamas, that's another one that's kind of hard for some reason for me to always get good, smooth landings. You guys ever experience anything like that? You guys have airports where it's like every landing you pretty much, it just works out and you get a nice smooth landing, and then there's other ones where
1407 is clear direct Scott.
It's not that way.
Direct Scott, American 1407.
I mean, the thing with landings, good landings and bad landings, is when you have passengers on board, they usually judge a pilot's whole ability and skill level on that 5 seconds of time in the flare and touchdown. You could have just navigated them all the way around the earth safely, around storms and everything else, but if that last 5 seconds of flare and touchdown is not good, that pilot was bad. With this job here, all the people I fly, basically, they all know me very well, so they know my skill level and ability, so it's not like I have to really worry about it. My other job, I fly strangers a lot, so, you have the pressure of performing to uphold your reputation.
Miami, Challenger 99 Kilo Whiskey, 26-1 for 24.
So, I don't know if you guys can see, but there is not much of a view out there. We're just in the grayness of all the clouds. We got 180 gallons of fuel left on board, which would give us another 2 hours and 54 minutes of flight time. Actually, we can zoom in and pan up by Miami and see what it looks like for storms. Oh, we actually have a pretty nice sized cell right next to our airport. That's what you guys want to see, right? You want to see some excitement.
851 Tango Bravo, descend and maintain 13,000, logged altimeter is 3006.
3006 down to 13,000, 1 Tango Bravo. So since we are now cleared down back into the, out of the flight levels, that's why he gave us a current altimeter setting. So now that we're going out of 180 back down in, we will now put the current altimeter setting instead of 2992. So since we've been cleared back down to our descent, we'll turn our pressurization back down to our 500 feet above our landing elevation. So what did we say our landing elevation was? 8 feet, correct? Yeah. So we turn this knob for the inside, or the outside here. See the little triangle? There's sea level. There's 1,000 feet. So we're going to put it right around there, which should be about 508 feet. So now the plane should depressurize right before we touch down. And this, as you can see, we have a, right now our cabin altitude is at 3,500 feet with a PSI of about 4.9, and as you can see the vertical, our cabin pressure is descending about 300 to 400 feet a minute right now. Sorry, it's getting a little jiggly here, guys. We've got just a little bit of turbulence here, but try to keep the camera steady for you guys. There we are,
220, Miami.
along our route. Currently going 296 knots across the ground.
Radio check.
And we're doing 200 and
American
30 knots
Miami Center
indicated,
radio check.
basically. So we're done with the pressurization. We got it set for our 500 feet above our field landing elevation.
Contact Miami Center 132.45.
Just monitor it. We'll just monitor that it depressurizes like it should.
FedEx 524,
But we
just going to maintain
really don't have to
5,000.
mess with that anymore.
Altimeter is 300.
Out of 14,000 for 13,000.
3006, FedEx 524.
We'll just keep an eye on that big storm by our destination airport there. Let's take another look at it here. Okay, it's right on the... There's our airport, and it's right to the northwest of our airport. We should be alright. Set up for the ILS 9 left. ILS 9 left into Opelika, Florida. Got 110.5 set up in the nav 1, nav 2, 093 approach course set up.
And do me a favor, go through company and see if you can reach an American 220, American 220.
Twice. We've got it set up. And the third, we're going to intercept the localizer at 1,600 feet
250.
on a 093 approach course over Sasbo, and then we can descend all the way down to 258
Got it, 10 and 250,
feet.
3006, starting our descent now, American.
And we need 3/4 mile visibility.
851 Tango Bravo, descend and maintain 11,000.
Down to 11,000, 1 Tango Bravo.
And number 1 Tango Bravo is cleared direct to Cubic. Correction, clear direct to Jingle.
Alright, direct Jingle, down to 11,000, 1 Tango Bravo. Alright, we are cleared to Jingle. So we go back to our flight plan. Jingle, direct, enter. We're already in nav mode, now the plane's gonna
clear direct to Scott.
go right on over to Jingle.
10,000, 250 knots.
Okay, direct Scott, 10,000 feet.
So we are all briefed here for the approach. Now if we have to go miss, straight ahead to 2,000, heading 2093. Intercept the 069 Dolphin radio, go to Janice and hold.
Jingle at 8,000, FedEx 524.
Our autopilot will have it all pre-programmed right in there.
Opelika Tower Formation Quebec, time 2253 is weather. Wind 120 at Niner, visibility 10, light rain, 2,900 scattered, ceiling broken 6,000, overcast 11,000. Temperature 27, dew point 23, altimeter 3007. Expect an Alice approach, landing runway 9er left. Departing runways 9er left, 12, and runway 9 right. Airport advisories, clearance delivery is combined with ground control on 120.025. Advise on initial contact. You have information Quebec.
All right, we have information Quebec for the airport there, and the approach they are using is the ILS 9 left, which we've already set up for. Oh, we had some streak lightning. I don't know if you guys saw that streak lightning right out here at our 11:30, 12 o'clock. You know what that came out of? That storm. Look at this. This shows you how cool this device is. So I just saw that one streak lightning. Now look at this. There's a lightning bolt right where it hit. Here's a question for you guys. I can't comprehend how that lightning strike, this device, how does it know where each lightning strike is? Like, how does it register a lightning strike? Very technology, I'll tell you. I'm glad I'm not in control of it, otherwise it'd be rolling around on square wheels. Usually they cross you jingle at 6.
226, descend at pilot's discretion, maintain level 180.
PD, flight level 180, exit at 226.
Jingle at 6,000 would be descent. We started descent in 2 minutes and 38 seconds. We'll see if it gives us that. I don't know, hopefully you guys can see. It's getting a little dark in here. I still have not...
1412, do not exceed...
I still haven't been...
280 knots, space.
Coca-Cola still has not called me about giving me my free water in the Dasani sponsorship. Kind of disappointed.
Exit jet 226, clear direct jingle.
But it sure is refreshing.
Direct jingle, thanks, jet 226.
No, I'm just kidding.
524, contact Miami approach 13.
The free water would be pretty cool.
3377, FedEx 524C.
TBM 851 Tango Bravo, cross jingle and maintain 6,000.
Jingle at 6,000, 1 Tango Bravo. Alright, so we already had that set up in our VNAV. 6,000 at jingle. Oh, there's more lightning out there. Full star descent now, 1,500 feet a minute down. That storm is starting to push down into our approach path. I once heard a controller tell Southwest to fly a certain heading, and it was putting him into a red cell thunderstorm, which he was painting red on the radar. And he told the controller, negative, I do not fly into the red. And the controller is like, well, two other...
851 Tango Bravo, contact Miami approach 133.77.
3377, 1 Tango Bravo. Have a good night.
Night.
Number 728 actually requests.
But yeah, the controller said two other airplanes just flew through it. He goes, well, I'm painting red, and I don't fly through red. That's what the Southwest Airlines guy told the controller. Which is a good lesson. Just because two other planes just went through it doesn't mean it could have got a lot worse. Just a little bit. Yeah, Miami, good evening. November 851 Tango Bravo, 8,000 for 6.
851 Tango Bravo, Miami approach, depart jingle heading 120, expect vectors, runway 9 left into Opelika. Verify you have information, Quebec.
Roger, we have Quebec and 120 off jingle for 851 Tango Bravo. Alright, so he said when we reach our next waypoint in 1 minute and 45 seconds here, he wants us to go 120 heading off of that intersection. So I put our heading bug to 120, and then as soon as we hit jingle, I'll go into heading mode, out of nav mode.
1 Tango Bravo, contact Miami approach 128.6.
28.6, 1 Tango Bravo, have a good night. Miami November 851 Tango Bravo, D6000, 120 heading.
Number 851 Tango Bravo, Miami approach, descend to maintain 1,600, expect the ILS runway 9 left Opelika.
1,600, and on this heading we have a storm here in front of us and then just ahead.
Yeah, you can expect vectors to the south of that precipitation for the ILS runway 9 left.
Okay, roger, thanks for that. Down to 1,600, 1 Tango Bravo. Okay, so thankfully, because right now we're on a collision course with a big cell right here in front of us. So we'll get our approach in here.
612 Miami.
ILS 9 left. Now we're gonna
5562 or 612 Miami approach.
We'll get all activate vectors to final. Go into nav 1 localizer mode. We're in V-lock. There we go. We are set up for this approach. The red is right to our left. We may be able to go through the yellow. Yellows sometimes aren't too bad.
That's a 612.
They'll just be moderate to heavy rain. But the only problem is I'm seeing a little dot of red in that other stuff right in front of us too.
Number 1 Tango Bravo, turn right heading 155.
155, thanks, 1 Tango Bravo. There we go, perfect. We are out over the middle of the Florida Everglades. One thing you learn in flight school is you're supposed to stay 20 miles from a thunderstorm. I'm going to tell you right now, in the real world, guys, that never happens. If you were to stay 20 miles from every thunderstorm, you would never go anywhere.
TBM 1 Tango Bravo, say your speed.
Currently at 220 knots, 1 Tango Bravo.
TBM 1 Tango Bravo, for sequence, reduce speed to 190.
They're going to reduce to 190 knots, 1 Tango Bravo. So we were going 220 knots. He wants us to reduce down to 190 knots.
Correct. November 2.
Yeah, if we were to go down out here, guys.
Number 211 Lima Mike, Miami approach, expect ILS runway 9.
We'd probably either get eaten by a alligator or a big python.
Runway 9 left ILS, November 21 Mike.
The snakes out here are so big, they've eaten 8-foot alligators.
Number 1 Lima Mike, maintain.
And then what happens is the alligator thrashes inside of the snake, and it kills both, you know, they both die. And they'll find them out here like that.
Tango Bravo, I'll have an eastbound turn here for about 7 miles for the sequence.
All right, Roger. Have you guys been enjoying this flight? I hope so.
Number 1 Lima Mike, descend and maintain 2,000.
Feels good to be back flying, you know, back from vacation. You gotta love it when you have a job where you don't mind coming back from vacation. Alright, we're going through our localizer course, so basically what I think you're going to do is re-vector us back up to give us a different heading back to the northeast to re-intercept. Because right now, right here is our approach course. So we're going through it right now. It's this is not the norm for me. Usually I don't have you guys with me when it gets dark. I like flying at night.
TBM 1 Tango Bravo, turn left heading 070 direct O'Kane.
070 direct O'Kane, 1 Tango Bravo.
Trailblazer 405, contact departure 119.
There's that storm, there's the Everglades down there you can see.
1945, good day. Yep. Number 1 Lima Hotel is 3 miles from O'Kane, cross O'Kane 2000, cleared ILS runway 9 left approach. TBM 1 Tango Mike is 6 from O'Kane, cross O'Kane 1600, cleared ILS runway 9 left approach, maintain 170 knots to Sasbo.
Alright, I think the call sign was a little mixed up there, but 851 Tango Bravo, we're cleared to direct O'Kane 1600 to intercept the localizer for 9 left, 1 Tango Bravo.
It's TBM 851 Tango Bravo, it's affirmative O'Kane at 1600, cleared ILS runway 9 left approach, and if you're able, maintain 170 knots to Sasbo.
Roger, 17 knots to Sasbo, 1600 to O'Kane, and then cleared for the ILS 9 left, 851 Tango Bravo. Alright, we got 1,600 feet, we're direct to O'Kane, and we're going to maintain 170 knots until we get to Sasbo. Alright, we armed the approach mode for the autopilot. We're coming in to intercept the localizer here. We should start to see the needle come on in. There it is. Our needle's coming in, and once it's lined up, we know we're on the approach course, and our airplane's doing our turn for us. And the approach is now activated, so we'll turn our heading bug to our final approach course. 93, and I know with the go around we got to go up to 2,000 feet. We'll set our altitude selector for our go around altitude.
November 851 Tango Bravo, thank you for the help. Contact Opalaka Tower 134.67, good night.
No problem, have a good night, 851 Tango Bravo. And Opalaka Tower, good evening, November 851 Tango Bravo on the ILS 9 left.
November 851 Tango Bravo, Opalaka Tower, runway 9 left, clear to land.
Clear to land, 9 left, thanks, 851 Tango Bravo. We're within our flap speed, so we'll put our first notch of flaps in here. And it's selected, and then you always make sure too, you got the indicator goes to indicating. So flap selected and indicating. And then when we get our glide slope 1 dot above, that's when we'll start our gear in transition. And our glide slope is coming in, and there right here is now 1 dot above, gear is now in transition. There's our outer marker. And gears down 3 green.
One Lima Mike, turn right when able, contact Bravo.
Nice, beautiful approach here. Flying an airplane is actually easier than driving a car, in my opinion. Hopefully you guys can see, because it is getting a little dark in here. So the airplane's doing a good job. It's staying right on the glide slope, and it's staying right on our localizer. So it's shooting the approach real nice for us. Oh boy, traffic is a mess. This is when I always look to see what my ride home. It is all backed up down there.
500.
That's our airplane telling us 500 feet above the ground. And right there, guys, is about 200 feet to go to minimums. Also, our radar altimeter will also ding and tell us when our go around is. We'll fly the we'll let the autopilot fly right to minimums. 100 feet to go. So this is how low you could actually go before if we didn't see out the windows. Right there. So there's our decision altitude. We have the runway in sight. We're going to continue to land. That's an ILS approach. And now I'm hand flying it in.
Opaloka Tower, Galaxy 721 Charlie Julie, we're 5 miles.
There we go.
9 left.
November 721 Charlie Juliet, Opalaka Tower, runway 90 left, clear to land.
9 left, clear to land, 1 Charlie Julie.
November 1 Tango Bravo, turn right when able, contact ground.
Roger, we're going right on to Charlie and over to ground. Have a good night, 1 Tango Bravo. Alright, so there you have it, guys. Welcome to Miami. And ground November 851 Tango Bravo, we're clearing 9 left on to Charlie, need to go into landmark.
851 Tango Bravo, block the ground, taxi to landmark, via left at November, right at November 6.
November 6 into the ramp, thanks 1 Tango Bravo. Well guys, it was fun having you guys ride along with me. Hope you guys enjoyed this flight. Feels good to be back up flying and having you guys ride along. I know in a few more months we're going to go to Havana, Cuba. We're going to take the TBM here down to Havana, Cuba, so I'm going to try to bring you guys along for that one. I'm excited. That's probably one of the most exciting trips coming up. Also going to be flying up into the mountains of the Carolinas coming up a couple months. So guys, I hope everybody's doing good. I look forward to seeing you guys again soon.